many cans are in a dozen cans? How many cans are in a dozen cans? This is one of the first questions I'm going to ask myself. Nicholas?
12.
12. Okay, so instead of thinking of it as a dozen, I can think of it as 12 cans. Okay? So I'm going to set up my proportion, and I'm going to do that by doing cans of grapefruit over the cost. Okay? And it's important to know whatever you do for the first one. So if I'm going to put cans on the top, 4 cans, and 336 on the bottom, that's the cost. So if I put cans over cost on the first ratio, I also need to do it to the second one. Okay? So it's equal to what? I know that they gave me the cans in this case, right? So I know that I have 12, but what I don't have is the cost on the bottom. So there's my ratio. Does that ratio make sense? Okay, and I know they're proportional. As the cost of as the number of cans increases, so does the cost. Okay, now I have a couple choices. So what I can do here, so if my ratio is 4 over $3.36 is equal to 12 over what? I'm just going to use C for cost. Is that okay? Now, I can either go, what do I do to get from 4 to 12, which is multiply by 3, and that tells me if I multiply the top by 3, I also multiply the bottom by 3. So to solve this problem, I have to do $3.36 times 3. So 3 times 6 is 18, carry the 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. Bring up the 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. I have 2 decimal places here, so I go over 1, 2. So the cost is $10.08 for 12 cans. Okay?
Pretty easy, huh?
Now, that's not the only way I can solve. I can also do 4 over $3.36 is equal to 12 over what? I don't know, C. Instead of doing what do I get from 4 to 12, what do I need to multiply by, I can do what's called cross multiplication. Okay? So I'm going to do 4 times C is equal to 12 times $3.36. Okay? So I'm going to get 4C is equal to, oh, I need a little space here. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller and slide it up, which is kind of a neat little feature you can do with Explain Everything. Okay? And I'm going to do 336 times 12. So 2 times 6 is 12, carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. 2 times 3 is 6. I'm going to do the same on the bottom. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 3 is 3. And then add. 7 plus 6 is 13, carry the 1. That's 10, carry the 1. And then I go over. So I get 4C is equal to $40.32. And then I have one more step, which is divide both sides by 4. Okay? So I'm going to do $40.32 divided by 4. Okay, that's 1. That's 0. 3 is 0, right? Sorry, I'm running out of space here. 8. So I get C is equal to $10.08. Okay? What do you think?